Hey everybody, this is Dr.
Hello.
J Spike streaming live from Long Island, New York with another edition of Talking Stocks.
Indeed.
We talk stocks, we chart stocks, we eat and drink and sleep
We
stocks.
buy and sell stocks, mostly buy.
I
I have
just
nothing
keep
else to do with
buying.
my money. I'm bored. I gotta
I
buy
was,
stuff.
I was telling Professor Spike just before we went on that NVIDIA, I bought it on the way down, on the way up, sold it when it hit like 500, got back in at 450 average, and I'm still in it from the 450.
Yeah. I took that roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
but I should have did what you did and kept the faith.
But SMCI, I got rid of 80% of it at an average price of a little over 400.
Well,
So I
keep a
made a
little bit.
little boo-boo there.
Andrew's here.
Andrew's joining us for our impromptu midday meeting.
Indeed.
It is very impromptu.
And midweek even.
Well, we're meeting on strange days. We met on a Friday last week. In fact, we met Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, we had 3 last week.
So this week, today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, and having a good day today so far. How about you, Spike?
Some live trading.
Yeah, I traded. I sold.
Live pray.
I sold the last of my Novas. I just couldn't take it anymore when it dipped below 10. I said, enough. I surrender.
Yeah, well.
We should take a quick peek at our contest before we
Okay.
before we go into the stocks.
Disney or Baba?
Baba, I mentioned that I like Baba.
You made a good call, Baba.
I like Baba. Disney, yeah. I think if
I'm just holding on. I mean, I'm down a lot because, of course, I bought it at 150. But
you should nibble. I think if you
I did nibble. So my average went a little bit lower.
If you have patience with Disney, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, well, we don't know. They were talking about consolidation. We were talking about consolidation a little bit in the streaming market, and I always thought, Amazon should buy the Disney properties, or Disney should buy Amazon or something.
Yeah.
Either way, I think Disney's going to be involved in something for content because they got a lot of good stuff.
They do. They can. Lately, every company is leasing their content to Netflix as Netflix continues to grow and at the expense of everybody else.
Right.
I can't believe they added so many subscribers this quarter. Unbelievable. They raised their prices.
They cracked down on all the extra stuff.
Yeah, they cracked down on all the cheaters.
Sharers.
And I think what's doing it also is the ad revenue. And now they have that ad.
They have that cheaper version where you can get buy it. And yeah, I have some of the ad ones, not for Netflix, but those ads are nuisance. So
I was sometimes
it's worth the money.
I swear I was good. I had it in mind to buy it before the earnings release. I just forgot. These things bother me.
You gave me you're talking about which one? Are you talking about, Tesla or Netflix?
Netflix I had in mind to. I could still buy Tesla before earnings, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
I'm scared of Tesla. I'm scared to own it. I'm scared to sell it. I don't own it, but if I did own it,
you do if you own ARK, right?
I don't own ARK. I own the Qs.
I own a lot of ARK, so
I own a lot of Qs, so I do own Tesla.
So you see, right?
Yeah.
All roads lead to Tesla.
Yeah. So just talking stocks before we chart stocks. IBM has earnings also after the close. I know you have a lot of that. I have a lot of that.
Yeah, well, we've been pounding the table over that one for a while.
Yeah, so that's a little nerve-wracking. They have to produce on this quarter.
Okay.
Supermicro is coming out. I think is it this week or next week? I think it's next week with earnings. And then Amazon the end of next week, the 1st of February or the 2nd, I'm not sure. Amazon, and it's going to affect my call options because
Oh, that's right. You said, oh yeah, you said they were the beginning of February, right?
I'm losing money on my call options that I wrote because I didn't cash it. It went down to $1. I wrote them at 2. I should have
Right.
covered. I had it in mind to cover, but now it's like what, 2.5 or more than that. So I'm losing 50 cents per. And that's because they expect really good earnings report the day of expiry, the day of expiration spike, the last day I could get screwed.
Well, the report is going to be on February 1st. After
Yeah, February 1st is a report, so they trade on the 2nd, which is Friday. That's when my options expire. They could go into the money very easily above 165. 165 is my strike.
right, 165. Wow. But then if you sell at 165, you will have made a decent profit.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So there's a lot of interest with earnings, but the bottom line is we look at charts. So let's get to it.
Yep.
And the charts have been very right lately. So, and we've been very right. I don't.
That man.
I don't know. We haven't been getting enough credit from the masses.
No, you got thanked for Baba
Yeah.
by somebody, I think, last week, and another one you got thanked for.
Yeah, but
I think people were thanking you for SCMI, because
I mean, SMCI. We've been one of the early people pounding the table, and
early.
then IBM definitely one of the earliest.
We were talking about that one since before the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super
Uh,
Micro took a nice little jump today. It's at 45.
yeah, I still own some. Thank God I held on to some.
It's
Just I probably will get out of whatever I'm in before the earnings if I remember to do so. 485. Wow, that's a big number. That's a big number.
Yeah, nice, a tiny little profit for
We'll
you.
start with the macros. SPY.
Okay.
And Novus, they postponed their top line results on the phase 3. It was
Right.
supposed to be the end of this month. Now, who knows? I hate when they do that. Apparently, so does the street.
Yes. Even though they're thinking it's going to be good news.
I don't know. To
That's what
me,
Twitter say.
postponements and never good, never good.
It's never good when they have to pull a move like that.
Yeah, she says the woman CEO, what's her name? I forgot her name. But she says they got to make sure the data is cleaned up. Now, if it's dirty to begin with,
No,
it makes me nervous.
yeah, I get you.
SPY, remember we were battling it to take out the
Yes.
new all-time highs? Well, we did it, and we're running.
And we're running afterwards, right?
My feeling is we run almost without much pullback to over 500 before we get any like 3%, 4% pullback. I think the pullbacks will be small all the way to 530, maybe to 550. I gave a few numbers as possible. Professor Omar's 530
Right.
and 545 was my 50% guesstimate, above Fibonacci 50 above the from the low of 1027 from the low of October to the high of 480 was 100 132 points, 65 points above 480, takes us to 545. So that was my calculation there. And Professor Omar's 530, I forget what it was. I came up with that. Professor Omar is leading in our model portfolio contest. His 5 stocks are at 20%. Now, MA has got him beat. MA is 22%. We could take a look at some of those
Yeah,
models.
if we have time. I mean,
yeah,
we could do that when Kamal's around too.
Yeah, but SPY is looking real good. It's always okay to average a little bit more, even as it's running up. No problem. My feeling is you average into these things. So I've been doing that, and it's been working for me nicely with a lot of stocks averaging in.
Right.
Well, that's always my suggestion.
Even up.
You don't overindulge, so you can't get hurt.
Right.
When it goes down, you're buying cheaper. As long as you have a sufficient time span. Look, if you need the money to buy a house, then I wouldn't be doing the averaging in, right? Because you could be at the wrong time.
Right.
But otherwise, average in.
Totally drain your money away.
Yeah, if you have a long-term time horizon with your money, average into SPY, average into QQQ. Let's take a look at QQQ.
Okay.
So very bullish SPY, probably even more bullish QQQ. I think the Mag 7 is going to take us even higher. So I'm in 6 of the Mag 7. The only one I'm not in is Tesla.
Right.
I mean, it's been a love affair over the last 15 months or so with the Mag 7. And I think that love affair with Wall Street and the Mag 7 continues right through this year. Let's look at IBM. Earnings tomorrow, they have to have good today. They have to have good numbers. Or with this kind of run, it will fill this gap. If not, if the numbers are bad, you can expect this gap fill here. That would be at 166.84.
Does it look like people are worried that it's down a little bit today?
Before earnings, yeah, I'd rather be down before earnings than up before earnings on the day of.
Okay.
As a portender of what's to come, you know what I mean? I believe. What the heck? Where are my symbols?
You're on. Let's see. That's a good question. Click that off. I think you should just click on the pen again.
On the pen?
Yeah, the pen on the pen on the top. Yeah. Click that off and then click it on again.
What the heck? I'm stuck with this fib stuff.
Yeah. Maybe you see how the blue squares is. Go left of that. See what happens when you go left of that. To the left icon. There you go. Click on that. No, you're on the fibs. Yeah.
How do I get out of it?
Let's see. Yeah, click that right. Well, there you go.
You just keep clicking and something clicks.
Exactly.
Keep clicking and you know something's going to click. Now, where's my horizontal line? I don't know. I'm still messed up here. Lines.
There you go. You got your horizontal and your line. There you go. I know.
That was hard work.
You're actually thinking that the top of the old gap The bottom of the gap is a place to play.
I'm thinking that if the news is like not up to snuff, we're going to go close this gap at 166.
Interesting.
That's the downside. I don't expect much more downside than that. Right up here, 166, 167, something like that. That would be the downside. The upside, of course, is vast. When these things beat, if IBM comes up with really outstanding numbers for the quarter, probably 10 points to the upside. So on the downside, I'm looking at possibly 7 points. On the upside, maybe 10. Either way, it's not going to be a little bit. IBM will move. And IBM for the last 10 years has been just sitting there. It's only the last year or so that it's starting to move.
And we know it's steeped in AI. It's steeped in all the things that you like.
It's steeped in quantum mechanics, quantum computing, all that. And their consulting services is really picking up now with Watson AI, Watson X, whatever it's
right. Well, exactly. Watson beat Ken Jennings.
Yeah.
And that was years ago.
Yeah. It's a beautiful campus. I've been there about half a dozen times. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they've got real brain power there.
They certainly do.
Did you ever have Karnow maps in architecture?
Yeah, Karnow maps, yeah.
I gave an assignment in the architecture class to draw some Karnow maps.
Uh-huh.
And for homework. And a kid comes in to the class and he tells everyone, I had some help. I have to admit, I had some help drawing the Karnow maps. So I said, who helped you? He says, Karnow. He was over at IBM doing his homework. He was an intern at IBM Yorktown Heights, and standing over his shoulder as he's doing the homework was Karnow.
That's hysterical.
Karnow helped him with my assignment. I guess I couldn't mark him wrong after that.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, now AI will be able to look at a Karnow map and figure out all the...
Yeah, so anyway, what were we talking about? IBM? Buy.
Yes, IBM.
Buy after earnings either way. Average in, same story.
Average up or average down.
Of course, our opinion, strictly our own, not investment advice, all that stuff, right?
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, people have to do their own due diligence always. So SMCI, they have earnings coming up soon. I think the 29th. What's today? The 24th. So that's a week. No, less than a week. Monday, is that right? When's the 29th?
When is the 29th? The 29th is Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. So they have.
I'm looking at February. I'm sorry. January 29th is Monday.
Monday, I was right.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's when their earnings are, if I remember correctly. And they better not disappoint at all, or this thing will implode. If they disappoint, I think you're going to see a huge sell-off. I mean, huge. 487, middle of this green candle. If the earnings disappoint, there's risk. This is not without risk. This SMCI. That's why I sold most of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, you could easily lose 150 points.
Yeah, it's not without risk. Why can't I draw this line?
Because you're not clicked on the line thing on the left.
I'm having a lot of trouble with lines.
Yeah, click on the line thing. There you go. Now you can do it.
A lot of trouble with lines. Ah,
So you
all
see
right.
the bottom of that gap or the top of that gap for where it
What's
could go?
what's that?
For where it could go if the stuff hits the fan.
If it's really disastrous earnings, I think you go down 100 points.
Okay.
If they disappoint, it's 100 points sell off, right to the middle of the screen candle.
Right.
On the other hand, if they exceed expectations and the CEO's comments are very strong, probably go up 30 to 40 more points. So it's extremely volatile, this one. Again, I'm still in it with about 20% of what I had originally. I sold most of it about 420 on average, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. What else should we be looking at? What else did I write down?
You wrote, let's see, Bitcoin, AMD, nvda, Intel, IBM, Amazon, MicroStrategies, and Annovis. We might as well talk about
Bitcoin,
Annovis. Get that over with.
Bitcoin, I actually did the Fibonacci, and I don't know why I didn't save it. So now I got to do it again.
Uh-huh.
Fibonacci retracement. The low was here, and the zero is. I'm having trouble with this mouse. I don't know why. I think I got it. Yeah, that looks good. So the 61.8 I'm looking at, right? That's if I got the right low, not sure. Maybe I want this low. This low is 20,000. Yeah, I want that low. So a little higher. All right. So the 61.8. This is not right. Because when I did it the other day, I got 36,000. I did it using the weekly. So maybe let me just see why I'm having trouble getting it. Weekly down here. You see? See, there we go. I got about 30. It was approximately 36,000. 61.8. Oh, this is even. I don't get it. Oh, it's up here. Zero, you say? All right. So, no, it went down from here to here. So it's even higher. Zero. 61.8.
Yeah,
Oh,
caddy stuff, huh?
ah, I'm confused.
Well, these pictures, especially the Fibonacci pictures, are so sensitive to where you draw your lines. But
Yeah,
they nonetheless they still really show some very interesting pictures.
yeah, but I'm not doing. I'm not getting what I got the other day. So that's what's disturbing me.
Uh-huh.
60. Yeah, this is it, roughly. This is the picture. The high, this low to this high. That's it. That's the retrace. No, it's to here. It's to here. to there. Ah, 38.2 is really 61.8 because I drew it backwards. That's it.
Okay.
No, it is 38.2. 36,000 is right. Here it is. You see it now? 38.2, not 61.8. It's a 38.2 retrace from the low. Let me say it correctly. From the lows of November to the recent high of 1.7, which was 49,000. So the low was around 15,800, and that was when October 22, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, or November, whatever. So this is the period of
Great.
time.
That's when it went down because it
Yeah.
started. This shit started hitting the fan October 22.
Anyway, my calculation of 36,000 is for the 38.2. So you see it? 36,138, something like that. Of course, like you say, it's sensitive if I were exactly where I put the start and finish, right?
Absolutely.
It's very sensitive. If I adjusted a drop up, it'll change a little. And then I got to put this line exactly over the 38.2. And now I get 36.4. So it's somewhere around there. I guess we might do better calculating it with pencil and paper because it's so hard to get it precisely right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take the high here, take the low here, do the subtraction, and then take 38.2% of the interval and subtract it off from this high, and that'll give you something like 36,000. Close enough, to get the idea. So anyway, that's where I think the area of terrific support is. It didn't get down that low.
Right.
It got down only to 38,521. And on the weekly, that doesn't appear to be anything of interest. Let me see where
So
that.
would you put a collar on that and just
Let me see if the daily looks interesting where it stopped. The fifth, this is 100. So it flirted with the 100. You could say the 100 served as support.
right?
I'm satisfied with that. So there's no reason why it has to come down to 36,000, but that would be my area of strong support.
Would you be nibbling here?
I am nibbling, but I'm a nibbler.
Yeah, you're right. Well, this is right. This is the time that this is giving off the signs. A little bit of a a pullback off a very slight drop.
I'm not afraid to keep nibbling down to 38.2%,
Gotcha.
36,000 area. I will start getting concerned if it breaks that, because then I think we're looking at the 33,000 area for the 200-day moving average. That would make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm a little sick to my stomach with my Bitcoin as it is. I sold my Mara, sold my Riot. I sold a little bit MicroStrategy, and I'm nibbling on iBit. So when I say I'm nibbling, I'm also selling. I'm buying, I'm selling. I'm
Right.
driving myself a little crazy with
Nibbling and trimming.
I'm doing a little of both. I guess I can't make up my mind what to do. It's a little bit of an enigma what to do, because my gut says this thing is going to take off this year. But in the meanwhile, it's going down, and it's giving me the indigestion.
Right. Agita, as they say.
Yeah, agita. So that's the problem. And Mara gave me a lot of indigestion, and MicroStrategy indigestion. But MicroStrategy also, the daily is flirting with the same 100, right? There you go. The 100 is serving as support for
Yeah,
MicroStrategy.
right.
If it goes below that, just like the Bitcoin, I think the 200 is next. Or maybe this gap fill at 382. So, it's scary fall from grace. I mean, up here it was 727. I was feeling pretty good when it was up there, but I'm not feeling so good when it's down here at 450. Took a big haircut, and I was not smart enough to sell some or protect it. So I messed up. I did have the idea of protecting all my Bitcoin with buying puts on Mara, which I did, but I covered it too quickly. All right. Anyway, enough of my woe. So what to do now? I think if you own it like me, you don't sell. Maybe you don't nibble. It's
Not until it makes a move. One way or the
until
other.
until you get a confirmation that we bottomed, with a nice green candle. Maybe you just wait, because it may actually go down to that. Bitcoin might slide down to that 36,000 mark, which I don't know what it corresponds to on a fib basis here. I guess I could look. Should I do the fib for MicroStrategy or move on?
I think we should move on because we're running out of time already.
All right. Was there anything else alt? I think I said.
Yeah, you had a couple over in your.
Anvs, I said.
Yeah, we wanted to look at Anvs just to make sure, just to sort of.
Anvs with the bad news, the dirty data. Dirty data has to be cleaned, and I sold it.
Mantis is actually on today talking about Anvs.
Who's talking about Anvs?
Our friend Mantis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's on.
Well, he's an Anvs bull.
Yeah, I know. So he said, "Hello, Anvs postponed Parkinson's phase 3." Which we said,
I now own 0 Anvs as of this morning. I sold under 10.
I'm still pretty well steeped in. He goes, "News was met with a minus 20%." He's and a cry emoji. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm strongly rooting for it because I want to take the doggone medicine if it works.
Right, exactly. And you said somebody on the trial. Yeah, that's a tough candle, that one.
I lost track of the person that I was talking to. I was talking to 2 different people on the Novus that were in the trial, a woman and a man.
Uh-huh.
And the woman quit answering me on when I queried her. She quit answering, and the man I lost track of. It was a stock twits person.
Gotcha.
And the woman had been in the phase 2 trial, the man just the phase 3 trial.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to him at the beginning of it. He said, so far so good. He was bounding up the stairs, quote unquote. But that was early on, so I don't know. I didn't go into the trial myself because my neurologist felt, quote unquote, I'd be doing it for mankind.
Right.
So he was a little negative. I didn't ask him why he was so negative, but I don't know. I doubt that he really knows. He made that remark because he probably would make it for any trial of any drug. Unless it's, you know what it is? If it's a little biodrec that's doing it, people don't have confidence. Unless they're partnered with Big Pharma. All right. So look at Sava, all the doubts. But Sava is doing good. I think they might be for real.
Finally, right?
Yeah, they might be for real on the Alzheimer's. Lilly is doing well, up 6 today, by the way.
Yeah, Lilly can't stop.
Yeah,
so
Lilly is one of your best.
I'm on the table about it for months.
one of your best picks in
Yeah.
the end is Lily. That's a
Yeah, and I still got it for next year also.
yeah, that's a spike play.
Yeah.
QQQ is doing good. SPY is doing good. IBM has been doing good.
Yeah. I think
All
we pretty much hit everything. The only thing we didn't do was ADM and NVIDIA, but we could do that with Kamal next time.
and
Because
then
we're in that 35-minute mark.
so we didn't do any of the chip stocks,
Right.
but I'm bullish all of them. That's the bottom line. I own two of the three. I own AMD, which I bought a little more of last week. Recently, I don't remember
Okay.
what.
Well, you were rewarded for that, certainly.
Yeah, and it dipped to the low 160s or something, mid 160s. I bought it then. So
You just don't own Intel.
yeah,
I've been in Intel since the summer also. I like Intel. Actually, I've been around Intel for earlier, since they were on
yeah. I mean, it's tough to be a bio-direct player because it's just tough.
it's easy to be in the hardware.
It's tough on the pocketbook to be a bio-direct player.
It is.
You got to be extremely nimble. You got to be Jake Lee, who's willing to be in and out in 2 days.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Professor Spike.
Okay.
Seeing you in the middle of the day.
Middle of the day, middle of the week.
So, what do we do the rest of the day, trading day?
Watch and wait, I guess.
Watch and wait. All right.
Andrew wants to know how Jake has been, if you've heard from him lately.
Jake, yeah, I heard from him about a month ago. He's doing well.
He's doing great.
Entrepreneur. He's a
successful.
He's actually a very successful businessman. Good for him.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Adios, amigos. Ciao.
Bye.